Hey, hey, hey. It is another Tea and Talk Tuesday with Latonia. I am here to talk about grant writing, the pains of grant writing, part two. Last week, we talked about some of the myths that we had to debunk because people say and think everything that they want to think about grants. So we wanted to clarify some of those things. And on this week, we're going to talk about mission alignment. Now, before I jump into the conversation for today, we want to remind you that my book, Mission Rich and Profit Powered, is available. And here it is. Here's a copy of it. Mission Rich and Profit Powered, a guide to transforming your passion into a fully funded business. And this book was recently released, and everyone that has read it has told me the same thing, that they really got a lot out of it. It's really helped them to really find their path onto their mission rich journey, and profitable, not profitless journey. Because as we talk about, which is so important, is that people really have to wrap their minds around the reality that you can be a giver, a lover of people, compassionate, all of that good stuff, helping people out, and still be okay. Still have money in your bank account. There is nothing wrong with that, right? So we talk about that in Mission Rich and Profit Power. And so if you have not already, get your copy, $19.95 for the hard copy, or you can get an ebook version of it as well. I know some folks who have told me that they also put it in their text to speech and will listen to it when they're driving and going to meetings and stuff like that. So it is just an experience. I promise you. And I'm not telling you just because I wrote the book. I'm telling you this because of the feedback that I received. It is really helpful, quick read, to really get your mind right as to what are the things you need to focus on. And then, of course, once you read the book, if you want more conversation, coaching, or whatever, and want to be invited into the world of Mission Rich, you can absolutely join the Mission Rich Academy, which we will talk about a little bit later on today. But the book is available on Amazon. It is also available at missionrichandprofitpower.com if you would like a signed copy. And so first, we are now going to get into mission alignment, okay? First thing that we want to talk about with mission alignment and mission is that most of the time when people have an organization, and again, when you want a grant, when you want funding from somebody, whether it's a grant, a loan, whatever, you have to have a mission. Most people don't have a mission, okay? So I know some people are listening to this, and if you have a mission statement, you're like, I don't have a mission. What are you talking about? Most people don't have a mission. Most of the time what happens is that they are saying that they have a mission, but then when you start to look at what they're actually doing, there is no alignment. It's like I'll give this example. This is an easy one. You might say, well, we help people who are homeless, but yet you are really focused on early literacy. Now, those two are great things, but they directly have nothing to do with one another, right? So unless you have a way, some proven strategy somewhere that says how you focusing on early literacy classes is going to help with homelessness, most people are going to look at you are all over the place. Do you even know what you're here for? What is your existence, right? Your mission is the reason why your business or nonprofit is existing. Okay. And the alignment of it is that what you do actually is in alignment, or let's not use the word alignment, because don't you hate when you try to look up something in a dictionary and you're looking up a word and they use the word inside the definition? Like, how are you going to explain it to me if you're using the same word that I'm trying to understand? So let's step back for a second. When I talk about mission alignment, what am I saying? I used the example before about having services that don't align with or don't. It's so funny. It's so hard to do. Now I know why the dictionary companies mess it up. But basically, you're looking at how is it that your actions and what you say is the reason why you exist are in tandem. Okay? That people can see how it connects. All right? If there's no connectivity to it, then it makes it very difficult for someone to want to invest in what you do because they don't trust that you actually know what you're doing. You may actually know what you're doing, So, perfect example, when I first started working to get funding for our nonprofit, I went to speak to a funder. She's somebody that I highly respect. And she said to me, "You're all over the place. I don't get it. You can't do this. You can't do, you're all over the place." And I said to her, "No, we're not all over the place. Like, I know why this has to happen. I know why it makes sense. I lived it. I dreamt it. I know. I felt it. I know this works. I know this can work." And she said, "Well, prove it." So I did my research and I was able to find a model that aligned with, that was in tandem with, that connected to the things that I would say that I want to do, and show that there was a profitability, that there was a return on investment, there was an impactful aspect to this model that I wanted to employ, that did it make sense to her. Once I was able to do that, then it made sense, right? Then we were able to show proof that we can actually do what we said that we're going to do. So it's important to have that alignment and be able to justify it. And it's important for you to know why it's necessary, because then you could check yourself and balance yourself. Like, why are we doing this? Maybe this is something we should be giving to somebody else to do. Is there a way for us to reframe what we're doing, because this doesn't make any sense? Okay. What is your mission is very much a stepping stone, right, on this mission alignment concept, right? Because the very first thing that you have to ask yourself when you're thinking about mission alignment is, what is your mission? What is it that you do? Why do you do it? If you say you want to help entrepreneurs to become financially literate or aware so that they can have productive businesses, okay, how do you articulate that? And how do you prove or show that actually is effective, right? And is that something that you want to do now because it's something that you want to do? Or is it because something you heard or saw somebody else do, right? So what is your mission? The next thing is, why is this your mission? Is there a foundational story that comes from the reason why you want to do what you do, right? Is there a legitimate aspect of it that's going to keep you moving and inspired and passionate about this work, regardless of what obstacles you face, regardless of if people leave you or don't stick with you, or staff leave, or if things get hard or financially stress? What is the thing that drives you to keep you focused on this work that you do? Why is it important? Why is it important to you, but why is it important to other people? Why should it be important to a funder? Why should it be important to an investor or a banker, right? The next one is, why should it be important to the funder? I just started leading into that, so I figured I might as well just jump into it, right? Why should this be important to a funder? Just because something is important to you doesn't mean it's important to somebody else, right? Let me use this example. You might have a necklace or a piece of jewelry that came from a person that you love, right? And maybe they're no longer here. And it's sentimental and it has such great value to you. But if you brought it to a pawn shop, they wouldn't give you a lot of money for it, right? It doesn't mean it doesn't have a value to it. It's valuable to you, but it's not necessarily valuable to somebody else. So how do you frame what you do so that it is valuable to somebody other than you, other than the people that you've enrolled in your vision, that are gung-ho, like, yes, we are ready to do this. We are ready to support you at any given moment, no matter what you want to do, no matter where you want to go, we are there with you, right? There's people that you could tell them the sky is blue and they're going to believe it because you said it. You could tell them the sky is red, they're going to believe it because you said it. And it might be gray, but because you said it, they're going to go along with it. That's not necessarily going to be the case when you go to talk to a funder. So how do you make what you are doing valuable to them? How do they see the return on their investment? And that doesn't mean a monetary value. Are you true to your mission? I ask you, are you true to your mission? Because the reality is, most people are true to the trend. You need to be true to the mission of what you do. Being true means it's authentic. You've studied it. You've researched it. You understand that it's effective. You can stand on a mountaintop, stand in a valley, and you can tell people this works. I know that it works. It's proven that it works. And you need to invest in this. You need to support this because other people are going to benefit from this thing that I do that works. Okay? So be true to your mission. Don't make it a fad. Don't just follow the trends of what other people are doing. Don't ambulance chase. That's a phrase we use in funding. That's when, as soon as money is available, all of a sudden you're chasing after that money. And then as soon as it runs out, you run and chase after other money. And it has no alignment, no connectivity to the work that you really want to do, but just for the fact of it's money that you can use for your business. That's not a good reason to seek after funding because it's money available. Does it align with, does it work in tandem with what you're doing? And can the funders see that alignment? Because otherwise you're wasting your time applying for stuff if there's no alignment. So mission alignment is one of those really important things that most people just don't think about when they start writing grants. They just go and they see something and they just start applying, but you have to consider. You have to consider your mission. You have to make sure your mission statement is something that really speaks to people. And if you want to learn more about how to do that and how to really get your mission moving in the right direction so that you can get that funding, and maybe your mission is one of the reasons why you're not getting funded, right? So how do we have that conversation? Well, I suggest for you to enroll in the Mission Rich Academy, because when you do, you will find out everything that you need to know about how to employ a mission that aligns with people, reaches people, connects to people, and also gets you funded, and a lot more other things. And so with that, we're going to be done with the day for the day. I want to remind you of how to reach me at monroenailer.com, Facebook and Instagram. I gave you my profile there as well as LinkedIn. I'm also on YouTube, trying to grow a little audience there, and soon to be on TikTok. But I am really excited about the opportunity to share with y'all. I'm going to be sharing some testimonials from folks who have been in the academy or finding a lot of success, those who have read the book, who have found some success, those who have consulted with me or been in trainings or workshops that I've done and have found success, because I think it's important for us to recognize that mission rich does not have to mean you are profitless. It can actually allow you to be profit powered. So have a blessed day, y'all. Keep doing what you're doing if you're doing it right. And if not, call me. All right. Talk to you soon.